Welcome, creators. Thank you for being here. I am your host, Kendi K, all day. And welcome to Shop Talk, the content creator maker space, where every episode is live Q&A for the YouTube content creator. Thank you for joining me. Friends, we're talking about two things: views and watch hours. And friends, we might as well just get right on down to the meat of the matter. Because when it comes to views and when it comes to watch hours, size does matter. And you know what, too? Views and watch hours are not the same thing. Might as well go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. Views and watch hours are not the same thing, and they will not lead you to the same result. So stick and stay all day as we break down these two important metrics: channel views versus channel watch hours. Let's talk shop, YouTube creators. Thank you for being here. This is Kendi K all day. Y'all join me every Tuesday, a Thursday, and on Sundays, we do the Sunday edition of Shop Talk. And friends, let's get right into it. What is a view? I think you know this one. This one is the easy one. A view is counted at the moment someone gives your thumbnail the click. Every time they do, it gets counted as a view. What did you think of Kendi K's thumbnail for today? Go ahead, drop in the comments and let me know. We want to thank those folks who are joining us on the vertical stream, and thank you to those who are also joining us on the horizontal stream. It's a vibe over there too. Y'all, thank you for being here. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F on Kendi K's thumbnail for this edition of Shop Talk. Friends, let me show it to you. I'm going to put it up for 5 seconds starting now. Give my thumbnail a grade. Is it an A, a B, a C, a D, or did Kendi K totally miss the mark? Go ahead and rate my thumbnail if you would. We want to welcome in these content creators. Hey there, Sandra James and KC One. Simply Debbie Sue, thank y'all for joining me. Hey there, Gemini Diva. Thank you for helping us to moderate this stream. And it's another one of Kendi K's core crew. It's Mrs. Paula Does Retirement. Thank you all for being here. And I appreciate all those who are joining us on the vertical stream. You are our mobile users. Can you give my thumbnail a grade? Let me pop it up one more time so that you can let me know that I do an A, a B, C, D, or F. And if you're on the horizontal stream, give me a little bit more information. Why did you give it that grade? Y'all, I've got thick skin, and you're going to have to develop some thick skin as a YouTube content creator. Take it, have a growth mindset, and just take it for what it is. When folks give you feedback, are you listening to it? Yeah, use that feedback, good or bad, to help you to grow your channel. So here's that thumbnail again. Would you rate my thumbnail for me, please, tonight? Thank you for being here. This is Kendi K all day, and we are talking views and watch hours. And clearly, one of those is more valuable to us as a YouTube content creator. Thank you all for being here. So in terms of views, I, like you YouTubers, I want my content to get as many views as possible. The more views, the more the YouTube algorithm is responding in your favor. And typically what is going to happen with the more views that your content gets, you're also going to get an increase, a boost in the number of impressions. That means that the YouTube supercomputers are going to start putting your content out on more devices all over the world. So it's important to get that initial click on a thumbnail and get the view. You get a view as soon as a viewer starts watching. But friends, you want to get them watching, and you want to keep them watching for as long as possible. The more views you get, the more impressions you can also get. meaning the YouTube supercomputers will acknowledge that there's an uptick in the number of views on your content, and they'll say, oh, people must be liking what they see. But friends, you've got to keep them watching for as long as possible. That first 30 seconds of a view is so important because we want folks to stick and stay on that content once they give it the click to ensure that each of your views also stays. Sometimes folks click in and click right back out. Or they click in and they realize, oh, I didn't mean to watch that content. Oh, what is this? This is not what I was looking for. So you need folks to stick and stay once they give it the click so that that view will also stay. A view is simply the number of times that someone clicked into your content and began watching it. And so we always want to think about trying to get folks to stay beyond the first 30 seconds. Really, the YouTube supercomputer is going to start tracking that view. But y'all, sometimes when folks only stay a second or two, sometimes you'll see those views drop off. And it is because the algorithm is trying to make sure that those are in fact valid views. So make sure that you're really upbeat, that you put your best content or you preview your best content at the end of a long format content, a long form video, and or your live streams. Y'all, you want folks to stick and stay so that those views will stay in the process as well. And friends, then, so what are watch hours? What are watch hours? How are they different? Looks like you guys are really, thank you for the feedback. I appreciate you letting me know that you appreciate the thumbnail. I thought it was kind of clever for a woman of a particular age. Y'all, I am 50 and I was 48 years old when I started my YouTube channel. Y'all, I've been on YouTube for a little over 2 years. And now that I am fully monetized since August of 2025, getting a YouTube check every month, it is my personal challenge to help as many content creators become monetized creators in 2026. Let's do this and let's do it together. Friends, watch hours are a little bit different. And in fact, they're a lot bit different. They're a lot bit different than views. Views are clicks. When folks begin to click and watch your content, that is counted as a view. Person by person, device by device. Watch hours is how long folks view your content. I repeat that, friends. A watch hour is how long someone is viewing your content minute by minute. And y'all, for every minute that someone watches your content, no matter where they're watching from, all over the world, every 60 minutes of time adds up to 1 watch hour. Remember that as you reach towards initial monetization and full monetization, ultimately for full monetization, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on your long format content and your live streams in the last 365 days. Don't forget that caveat because it's an important one. Because should you move beyond 365 days, on the 365th day, you'll begin to lose the watch hours day by day in the same order that you gained them. So once you decide to become a YouTube content creator, the consistency is so important so that you're not in that conundrum where you begin to lose watch hours. Y'all, I'm putting together a special series for those who have been on YouTube for greater than a year and who might be in that exact position. They might be at this moment losing watch hours day by day. Don't worry about it. I've got you covered because Kendi K has been through that herself. Took me a little bit greater than 365 days to monetize my channel. And so I was losing watch hours. And so I want to tell you the strategies that I use. So stick and stay. And I'm going to update you and we're going to begin to talk about that special series. But y'all, so watch hours are so important. You want folks, once they give your content the click, you want them to remain on your content. Thank you all for being here. This is Kendi K all day. Thank you, Gemini Diva. I appreciate that feedback. Gemini Diva says, Kendi K, I love this thumbnail coming from you. And again, we want to say, hey, y'all, hey, to those viewers who are on our vertical mobile stream. And a special shout out, y'all, the party is always on the horizontal stream because today, for real, you can pop right over and drop your channel link and tell us a little bit about your channel. Friends, thank you all for being here. This is Kendi K all day. We're talking views, and then we're talking something totally different from views, watch hours. So friends, know this. Views are not the same thing as watch hours. Let me say that again, a little slower. Views are not the same thing as watch hours. It's often misconstrued, though, misunderstood. Folks think, oh, I've got something that has gone viral. And as a small YouTuber, as a new YouTuber, if you get content, and y'all, as we talk today, friends, let me be honest with you. I'm only speaking about our long format content and your live streams, the two key pieces of content on your channel, your long format content, your long form videos, and your live streams. Those are the two key forms of content uploads on your channel that are going to lead to monetization. Okay. So as we talk about views and watch hours, I'm only speaking about that from the perspective of your long form videos and your live streams. I am not in this moment talking about shorts. Okay. Because the shorts are not going to lead to initial monetization and full monetization. As we have this conversation, y'all, we talk the real talk over here. don't want to lead you down a path where you are overly concerned about shorts. We'll talk about why that is, but just trust me for a moment. And y'all, if you've been here, y'all, we've been doing this thing for 113 episodes. So there are some things that I do understand, and I tend to have a better understanding of some things because I've gone through those things, like beginning to lose watch hours after those 365 days have elapsed. Friends, in terms of watch hours, you want folks to not only click so that you can get a view count, but you want them to continue to watch your content minute by minute. The more minutes that they watch, they'll be added to the number of minutes that another viewer watches somewhere in the world, be it on their television, on their tablet, on their computer, or on their mobile device. Y'all, tell us, drop in the comments at this moment. Tell me how you are locked in right now, because number one, I want folks to see who and what you're about. Friends, we're talking views and we're talking watch hours and what we need towards monetization. This is Kendi K all day. So let's talk about the key differences between views and watch hours. Y'all, views are what's going to get folks attention on your content. As a new YouTuber, as a small YouTuber, that's what a view does. And you want to begin to see the number of views on your content grow. But y'all, watch hours are the meat of the matter. That's what's going to get you to monetization. That's what's going to get you a YouTube check every 30 days. So friends, you need both. And they serve very different purposes. Yes, they do. Thank you for joining us. Look at all these creators who are, let's welcome in some of these great content creators. Y'all, there's our friend, Simply Debbie Sue. And congratulations to Reset with CC, who has been on YouTube officially for 30 days. Congratulations. I happen to know that Reset with CC, y'all, she is chronicling, journaling, vlogging, if you will, her weight loss journey as she has entered the part of her weight loss journey using a GLP-1, the same GLP-1 that I am using, tirzepatide, and she is in what they call maintenance. So she has lost a significant amount of weight. She wants to maintain that and continue to live her healthy lifestyle. Congratulations, Reset with CC, and thank you for sharing your win with us. That's what we do on every episode of Shop Talk. We celebrate wins. And friends, let's get right back into it. As we look at watch time versus views, they are not the same because they serve very different purposes. But I want you to draw your eye, especially if you're on the vertical. Shout out to my friends who are joining us on the vertical stream. And y'all, because our horizontal viewers, y'all, those folks already know that it's always a party on the horizontal screen because you can share out your channel link as many times as you'd like. I want you to draw your eye, though, to this visual, especially in the right-hand side in the yellow column. Friends, it is the watch time that is the key indicator. Watch time is the key metric that is going to move your channel into the growth category. I'll say that again. It is the watch time, more so than views, that is going to move your channel onto and into the lane of growth. That is true as you work towards monetization, and that will remain true as you move beyond monetization. That's what we say over here for every episode of Shop Talk. It's about monetization and beyond. Okay. That again, that's my goal, to get as many, now that I'm now a fully monetized channel with over 5,000 kind humans who have said, yes, Kendi K, I'm rocking with you. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're not a subscriber at this moment, go ahead and hit that like button and consider becoming a subscriber. I appreciate every one of you. Y'all, the watch hours, more so than the views, are the key metric that are going to move your channel into growth. That's how you really activate growth on your channel. To be clear, it is with the watch hours. Watch hours are the key metric that the YouTube supercomputers, the YouTube algorithm that we like to call it, the number of watch hours and the growth, the amount of watch hours you have on your channel is the key metric that is going to make the YouTube supercomputers perk up and notice who and what you are. So of the two, it's all about that long game, the watch hours. That is way more important than the views. Now, what are the views going to do? That's a number. It's a count. How many clicks did your thumbnails get for folks to begin to click into your content and start viewing it? But as soon as they click, y'all, it's those watch hours that we want to keep growing and going and growing and growing, because it's the watch hours that are going to grow the channel. It is the watch hours that are the key metric that the YouTube supercomputers use to push your content out into the stratosphere, right? Yes. So if you're thinking about the thing that's really going to move you, it's going to be those watch hours, y'all. Of the two, which one carries more weight to it? You know what I'm saying? Which one carries more weight to it? It's the watch hours. Does it look good for you to get views on your content? Absolutely. It gives us a smile. We're like, oh my goodness, I have more than 10 people who gave my content the click. And if only 10 people gave your content the click, it may not be the content. It might be your thumbnail or the title. Did you remember to put some hashtags on that thing? Did you leave a description so that viewers would know what your content is about? And not only just viewers, the YouTube supercomputers want to read your description and your hashtags, and they want to read your SEO optimized title. Y'all, we're over here talking shop. I don't know what y'all are doing, but we're over here talking shop as YouTube content creators. And that's what we do on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and on the Sunday edition of Shop Talk. Thank you for being here. This is Kendi K all day. And friends, if you didn't catch us on Sunday, the Sunday edition of Shop Talk was about 5 metrics that every YouTube content creator needs to know. And y'all, we are going back over the 2 of the most critical ones. It's your views and your watch hours. But of those, what reigns supreme? The king metric is going to be those watch hours as you try to reach monetization, and then month to month, every 30 days, in order for you to continue to qualify for your new YouTube partner program check. You're going to need to make sure that you're tracking that metric, those watch hours. You want to see those watch hours grow, 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 grow. Y'all, because those watch hours, they are the key metric. It is the one metric that YouTube is using most to show and demonstrate positive engagement on your channel. Yes, folks can click into your content, but are they staying on your content? Looking at the watch hours is what the YouTube supercomputers are going to be looking at. Are folks really connected to you and your content? Y'all, this is episode 113 of Shop Talk. Views and watch hours. So friends, you tell me. Here's our one question quiz to make sure that everyone's got the key point here. Friends, which one would you rather? Would you rather have 500 views on your content, or would you rather have 500 watch hours on your content? Drop that answer into the comments and let's see how we do. Would you rather have 500 views on your long form video, or would you rather get 500 watch hours on your long form video? Which of these things matters more? And friends, it looks like we've got a question coming in, and we'll get right to that question. I see a question coming in from CC. Thank you for putting the question mark, CC. And it looks like your question is up first. Thank you all for dropping your questions. Y'all, we are switching over. Y'all, I want to make sure this thing is absolutely clear for everybody. So y'all, we're switching over to the horizontal view. If you want to rock with us and you're still on that mobile view, y'all pop out and pop back in on the horizontal stream. Y'all, welcome. Y'all, we're talking views and we are talking watch hours. And let me tell you one thing, a size matters. Lean into this. Size does matter. Which one matters more? Your views on your content or your watch hours? Let me see what you're saying. Sally D's Reality, welcome friends. She says it's the watch hours, Candy K. Be Well with Kara, welcome. She's on the GLP-1 journey. Friends, she says the watch hours matter. Yes. I'm so glad to see you, Be Well with Kara, because y'all, Be Well with Kara, she does weekly injections, not just of her weight loss medication, but she has other medications. So I'm really tuned in with you. And welcome, Be Well with Kara. Thank you for being here. CC says, Candy K, I think I have it. It's the watch hours, y'all. Both are metrics that you need to know and that you need to be tracking as a small and or new YouTuber. But of those two, the weight is on the watch hours. That is the key metric that the YouTube supercomputers uses to push your channel into the growth category. Yes, yes. Gemini Diva says, I want 500 watch hours. If it's 500 views and 500 watch hours, show me the watch hours. Yes, well, watch hours carry more weight than 500 views. It's the watch hours. Everybody's saying it, and I am agreeing. It's all about those watch hours. Let's go ahead and take some questions. And I know I saw a question coming in here from Reset with CC. Y'all, every episode of Shop Talk is live Q&A for the YouTube content creator. Question from Reset with CC. Do likes matter? Absolutely. But they're really small. Likes matter, but not nearly as much as the watch hours. How long, minute by minute, are folks consuming or binge watching your content? Watch hours would be down there with views, because up here is where it matters, right? It matters up here with the watch hours. Likes and views are down here. They matter. The more views you get, the more likes you get. Those are positive, what we call positive engagement signals. But friends, there's no comparison, none, with the watch hours. When those watch hours begin to add up minute by minute and folks are sticking and staying on your content, why do you think Candy K is one of my favorite phrases? It's a Candy K-ism. Stick and stay. Friends, the longer that you can keep viewers on your content, That sends the real positive engagement signals that I'm telling you. I know this for real, for real. That is the key engagement that the YouTube algorithm is using to determine, this is a new channel and this creator keeps showing up with new content. And when they do, be it long form videos and or live streams, not only are folks giving it the click of view, but they're also watching for longer and longer amounts of time. Amount of time, Candy Cat? Yes, minute by minute. And then every 60 minutes, doesn't matter who's watching, but for every 60 minutes that anyone is watching, that gives you 1 hour of watch time. And they're counted minute by minute. And when you get 60 of them, no matter who watches in the world, that's going to be one accumulated watch hour on your channel. So y'all, you can kind of think of it apples and oranges. It's got one watch hour. Y'all, you probably need, about 500 likes or 500 views to have the same equivalent power of just one watch hour on your channel. Y'all, that's the difference here. The key metric that you want to be concerned with when it concerns views and watch hours is really taking a good look at those watch hours. Because these YouTube algorithm, they're taking a strong look, the strongest look at your watch hours as a new and or small YouTuber. Be Well with Kara says, thank you. You're welcome, Kenny K. This is the Content Creator Makerspace, and we are the collective. We're just here to talk shop as YouTube content creators. Yeah, so should you be tracking your views? Don't get me wrong. Yes, as long as your views are growing, you're in there, friend. That means that folks, viewers are liking your thumbnail and your title. But beyond that, friends, the real meat of the matter is they've got to be seeing that content and they've got to be watching that content and continuing to watch that content beyond 30 seconds. It might be tight, but it's still right, y'all. I'm telling you this as a fully monetized channel since August of 2025. I got monetized right before my 50th birthday in October. I've been fully monetized since August of 2025. I started with just a little over 200 subscribers. And in just 6 months, I was able to fully monetize my channel using a $20 ring light and my iPhone 15 Pro Max. And I'll tell you one thing, this cell phone, this $1,000 cell phone, all these cell phones are at least $1,000 if it's up to date. Friends, you can, and I still do. I still do. I'm running my channel from my iPhone 15 Pro Max. And you can too. You can get a fancy camera. But friends, I'm on a budget here. So I'm just a part-time content creator. So I'm gonna stick with my $1,000 computer called a smartphone. That's why it's smart, because it's got a computer inside, and this thing has got at least 3 different cameras. It's got the panorama, it's got the front-facing camera, and the back-facing camera. Yeah, totally appropriate. And yes, you can. I'm a living witness. Yes, you can grow your channel to full monetization. Friends, if you do have a question, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and I'll take your questions now. Y'all, thank you all for being here. This is Kendi K all day. Look at all these creators. I am super excited. Super excited. And I want to make sure that I get all of your questions. We want to welcome Mama of 3 Boys. Y'all, we've got so many creators who are trying to get to that next level. Y'all, take this moment now. If you are in the horizontal stream, or frankly, if you're still on the vertical stream, I know some folks are driving, moving through the streets. Y'all, be safe. Number one, be safe. Listen to the sound of my voice and be safe. Keep your eyes on the road if you are driving at this moment. Friends, y'all, drop in the comments and let us know if you've got new content coming out on your channel. If you're doing a live stream later tonight, maybe you are editing a video, tell us what that video is about. But if you are approaching one of those mini milestones, like trying to get to 500 subscribers, we know that Vicky's World, y'all, shout out to Vicky's World of Chaos. She's one that we all know and rock with in these YouTube streets. Y'all, Vicky was working hard over the Memorial Day holiday weekend, and y'all, she now has reached 100 subscribers on her channel. Way to go, Vicky's World of Chaos. Mrs. Paula does retirement says, stick and stay, stick and stay. Camille Pitts, thank you for being you as a YouTuber. And y'all, I was over with Mrs. Pitts today, spending time with her and her wonderful sister. Y'all, the memories that were made and the caring way that Mrs. Camille Pitts was supporting her sister. So kind. So kind. And y'all, we need more goodness in these YouTube streets. So put out your best content. And y'all, she got a whole bunch of watch time from me and a whole bunch of other folks. Every time someone clicked that thumbnail, that's called a view. But when they stick and stay, that's the mega, y'all. That is the mega metric. That's the mega metric that we're looking for. Y'all, we're not talking about pennies, y'all. They don't even print pennies anymore in the United States of America. Can you believe that? Because it's all about the Benjamins, y'all. It's all about the hundreds, right? Or at least the 50s. Friends, you gotta be focused on the long game, even as a small and new YouTuber. You gotta be focused on your watch hours. Are your watch hours trending up on each one of your long form videos and or your live streams? Are those watch hours trending up, y'all? So this is what I want you to focus on. I need you to focus on a few key metrics. Mrs. Pitts, thank you for the love. I appreciate you, friend. Friends, we need to be really focused on those watch hours as opposed to the views. The watch hours matter more. I repeat, friends, the watch hours matter more. Let's take a look at a visual here. Here is some of Kendi K's content. And I chose this content because I wanted to show this to you. I wanted to paint this picture for you. Friends, this content, as you can see, the Grinch, y'all, I put out that content in November of 2024 during my first year on YouTube. And friends, it continues to get watch hours even this week, even this month. I repeat, when you put out content, Kendi K started her channel and has continued to build the bulk of my content as evergreen content. It's always in style. Y'all, I thought that Grinch at Home Depot at Christmas time, I thought this was Christmas content. I thought it had an expiration date on this content. But no, it's evergreen because folks who like Grinch, they just like Grinch. And they will consume Grinch content all year long. And they do. I repeat, I still have views on this content. New views, new watch hours on this content, even this week. Folks who like Grinch, they just like Grinch. That's a pro tip. So I guess that's the same thing as Bluey. I guess that's the same thing as Care Bears or Smurfs. They just like the content, friends. And then y'all, even from August of 2024, remember, y'all, that was even, remember, I became a monetized channel in August of 2025. So way back to August 2024, my first year on YouTube, Kendi K made this pound cake. And y'all, it was the thing that let me know I could be a YouTuber. Y'all, look at the number of views that I got on the Grinch content versus the number of views that I amassed on the 7-Up pound cake video. Now, friends, how long were folks watching the Grinch content? The views is, y'all, it is 3 times as many views. Well, double, pretty much double the number of views on the Grinch content. But if you look, that's only a 2-minute and 6-second video. And y'all, it's a long form video. So even though it's only 2 minutes and 6 seconds, 6,000 people, kind humans, have watched that video. I didn't say a short. They have watched this 2-minute video, and that is giving Kendi K a whopping 55.5 hours of watch time. Friends, don't let the YouTube supercomputers play in your face. If you have 2 minutes or 3 minutes worth of content, don't upload it as a short, upload it as a video, even a 2-minute video. Because when Kendi K did, Kendi K has 55 and a half hours of watch time off of a 2-minute video. But when we contrast that with my 7-Up Pound Cake released in August 2024, and folks are still watching it even over the Memorial holiday weekend. Folks are still watching the Pound Cake video, and that's why Kendi K worked on my blackberry cobbler live cooking video. I zhuzhed up the thumbnail using AI for 2026. And friends, I put out that content this time last spring. Last June, Kendi K did a 2.5 hour live stream where I made blackberry cobbler. And friends, I cut that thing down to 26 minutes and pulled out the best parts and put a updated 2026 thumbnail on that thing. And friends, I cannot wait to see how it performs over the next few days. Does the new thumbnail, is it going to get me more views? Because I already know once they hear Kendi K being Kendi K in the kitchen as she's baking live and chit-chatting with the viewers during that live stream recorded over a year ago, almost a year ago, I should say. Friends, I hope to see great more watch time, people staying on that content just like they did. But y'all, when you do a long live stream, like y'all, that's why it took me. It does not take 2.5 hours to make a blackberry cobbler or a cobbler of any kind. But what was I doing? I was chit-chatting with my viewers who were down with me in the chat. We were laughing, we were talking, we were making memories, we were reminiscing, and we were just talking about good times when I first made that blackberry cobbler for my uncle. Yeah, and I made another one over the weekend for a cookout for Memorial Day. And that's what made me think about, oh my goodness, I need to take out some of the all of the talking. Y'all, it was 2.5 hours worth of talking. Okay. Friends, when you've got live streams and if they turn out to be that long, you want to cut that down because you want folks to have what? You want them to stay on the content as long as possible. You don't want folks to click away. So I want to take you back for a second, and you want to be tracking the average view duration. Once you get the view and folks click into your content because of your good thumbnail and your title, you want to then start tracking the average view duration. Are folks staying for the long haul of your long format videos and or your live streams, or are they clicking away after a minute or two? When they click away, friends, that's tracking back to the watch hours. They only stayed on your content a minute or two. You need them to stick and stay. You need them to stick and stay. And friends, that matters way more than the views. The views are a metric, but the most important metric between views and watch hours, friends, it is the watch hours. Friends, and then friends, here's some newer content, but not that new. Y'all, this is from January 2025. Friends, so this was my second year as a YouTuber, but still not a monetized creator. But friends, now I'm monetized. So friends, now 2,740 views on my country breakfast with the My Mini skillet. Do you see my little My Mini skillet in there? Friends, there's something about these kitchen gadgets that people like. And friends, folks are watching that. I now have a playlist with my Mini skillet. So if you're interested in that, check out that playlist of my content. And friends, that content has 105 watch hours on it. And in fact, 105 and a half watch hours on it. And now Kendi K gets paid every month, every 30 days for the watch hours that are accumulated on that content. The new watch hours that are accrued on that content from month to month. Do you see using real content, Candy K's real content, and my real numbers? The friends, the watch hours mean so much more. Look at it, 6,000 views, but I only got 55 watch hours. Look at my country breakfast. It has only 2,740 views. But friends, it's got 105 watch hours. I want to be paid off the watch hours for my country breakfast, please. And thank you. Yes, this is Kitty K. Yes. Mrs. Paula, I say go for it. Mrs. Paula says, wait a minute, Kitty K, you got me thinking over here. Mrs. Paula was in the kitchen this morning. I was with her. I was with you, Mrs. Paula. Mrs. Paula was over there doing her dishwashing diaries. And then she took us right on the back porch where she's put down a new floor, which I love, okay, for her and Rainbow. Rainbow's her dog. She's a dog mom. And friends, I would love to see Mrs. Paula turning some corners in that kitchen, putting us together a pound cake of something, because you said it was a bundt cake pan. And usually folks make a pound cake in a bundt cake pan. Okay, y'all check out Candy K, and y'all check out Mrs. Paula Does Retirement too. Gemini Diva says, yes, we need folks to stick and to stay. Everybody's congratulating mom of 3 boys. Did we get it? Mom of 3 boys. Did we get to initial monetization? Oh, okay. 400 watch hours away from initial monetization. Initial monetization is the same thing as partial monetization, meaning that Mama of 3 Boys has already amassed at least 500 subscribers. And now she's trying to get the last 400 hours to get to 3,000 watch hours on her long format content and her live streams in the last 365 days. So thank you for the update. And thank you for entrusting that information to us so that we can binge your content. Make sure you've got your content in playlists that are titled according to what the playlist is about. Y'all, it's all about you creating content as a YouTuber that interests viewers. YouTube, you are the you in YouTube. You're the talent. You are your brand as a YouTuber. But friends, there will be no YouTube if there were not viewers who were interested in watching your content. And I do mean binge watching your content, sticking and staying on your content so that you can get more and more and more watch hours on your content. Y'all, thank you for being here. This is Candy K all day. Y'all, let's review before we get out of here. Y'all, a watch hour is the number of minutes. And of course, we all know 60 minutes to make an hour, but it doesn't matter who gives you those 60 minutes. We can take 20 viewers who watch about 5 minutes of your content, or 2 viewers who watch 30 minutes of your live stream. Friends, all of those views, minute by minute, will count up to hours. And I'm telling you this, I know it for a fact. I know it for a fact that the YouTube supercomputers values as its key metric watch hours. As you approach monetization, and as you're reaching towards monetization, and they continue to value as the key, the most important metric on your channel, the most important number on your channel is watch hours after monetization, because the more watch hours you get, the more your YouTube check will be every 30 days. YouTube does not pay you based on the number of views you get on your content. YouTube, once you are admitted, and it's by invitation only, once YouTube invites you to the YouTube Partner Program, they do not pay you on the number of views. They pay you on the number of watch hours. For people who are watching your content, because the longer they watch your content, the more commercials that YouTube can put in front of that content before it starts, down the middle of that content while it's playing on the viewer's devices, and the more commercials, ads they can attach to the end of that. They pay you based on the watch hours. Yes, not the views, the watch hours. The watch hours are the most important metrics. Do we use both as YouTubers? Yes, I'm always tracking the number of views and the number of subscribers I have. But the one that matters most and should be mattering most to you is the number of views. Friends, thank you for joining me for this edition of Shop Talk. Friends, let me roll through here and let's shout out some more content creators because that's what we do over here. It's Kendi K all day, and this is the Shop Talk. Simply Debbie Sue says, nice. That's what we do. Piss Life says, Kendi K, I'm learning some new things. Yes. People are validating that idea coming from Mrs. Paula that she might need to try making a cake. Mrs. Paula, even if you make a box cake mix and you put it in that fancy new bundt pan that you have, friend, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that, Mrs. Paula. Friends, so again, we want to be also tracking the average view duration. When you get the click, that is a percentage. How many times did folks click your content based on the number of impressions that YouTube put out of your content? The number of impressions is how many times they put your thumbnail out. Typically for new and small creators, that's somewhere down in the hundreds. Sometimes you might get to 1,000 or so impressions or more. If you're starting to see 5,000 impressions, 10,000 impressions, y'all, that means they put your content out, your thumbnail out 10,000 times. And that's when the views start to matter because you want to see of those 10,000 images of your thumbnail on devices all over the world, of that, how many views did you get? Track that as the click-through rate, that percentage of folks who went ahead and gave you the click. We're going to count those views and we're going to track that as a percentage using the click-through rate. But friends, we also, once we get the click, you want folks to stick and stay beyond the first 30 seconds. And we want to track that minute to minute because those minutes add up to your watch hours. This is Kendi K. Pitts Live says, yes, Kendi K, I am definitely, most definitely learning some new things. That's what we do, friends. Every episode of Shop Talk is live Q&A for the YouTube content creator. Absolutely, friends. And again, it says it right there. Look on the gold side, y'all. Views and watch time both are very good numbers. Okay. We learned that in episode 112 of Shop Talk when we looked at the 5 key metrics that every YouTube creator should understand and be tracking down in YouTube Studio for their channel. Not necessarily to track it day to day, but I think I know you just like I was as a newer and smaller content creator, y'all. And with 5,000 subscribers, I am still a very small content creator because YouTube considers any creator with fewer than 500,000 subscribers as a small creator. Friends, so make sure that you're tracking that watch time above everything else. All you need to track about your views is make sure that they're going up. Week to week, you should see a general uptick, your views growing and growing. But you should also see that watch time growing and growing. Because what does it mean as a YouTuber when you see the watch time not increasing and the average view duration, the A, V as in Victor, D as in dog? When you don't see the average view duration going up, when you don't see the watch time hours going up, meaning folks, you should be seeing those watch hours grow. If folks are only staying on your content because the AVD statistics are telling you that as they watch that 10-minute video, they're only staying for a minute. That means they're not sticking and staying. That means they're clicking away. YouTube is tracking that watch time metric and the average view duration. And those send negative signals. That means your thumbnail was good. You got a view, but they did not stick and stay. The average view duration is down, and therefore the watch hours are down. YouTube really watches the average view duration and especially your watch hours. Are folks liking your content? And that's how you know. You track it not through the views. You track if folks are liking your content, what kind of content you're creating on your channel. You track that by the watch hours. How long are they watching your content? Because you should see those watch hours grow. Yes. Take a 10-minute video. If the average view duration is just 1 minute or a minute and a half, is the average amount of time that folks are watching your content, it means that they're not liking the content, or maybe it's the editing. Maybe you've got big, long gaps of silence. Maybe you should add some music to it. Maybe the pace of it. Maybe the pace of it. Y'all, I keep trying to tell us this is a whole new YouTube out here. We are not during the pandemic any longer, where all the world was working at home, including the children. They weren't even going to school. Y'all remember those times? And all we were doing for the most part is watching YouTube. We're beyond that now. Okay? It's summertime. You're going to see your content might be getting fewer and fewer views from folks in your demographics. You got to track all of that through YouTube Studio because folks are going to be outside. I know I got outside. Over the Memorial Day weekend to get outside, get some sun, hang out with my friends, my family, and I had a good time. It was a good time. I encourage you to do the same. I'm just a part-time content creator, but I'm loving every minute of it, especially because I get a YouTube check every 30 days. And I want you to get a YouTube check as well every 30 days. Y'all stick and stay so that we can grow our channels to and through monetization. It's monetization and beyond. Thank you all for joining me. Yeah, welcome back. It's Monique Poe. Thank you for helping us to moderate this stream. And Monique, let me thank you for your longevity as a member on my channel. Y'all, if you're interested in elevating your experience and having those members-only live streams where we talk not just about what Kendi K's views look like, what Kendi K's watch hours look like, but y'all friends, we're breaking down the revenue on these videos as well. Thank you for being here. And friends, let me remind you of some of Kendi K's lifestyle content. Y'all, this is a video that I put out over the holiday weekend. Y'all, I was busy in the YouTube streams. I was consuming a lot of content, watching a lot of content, and enjoying my time visiting folks, live streams, leaving comments on the long form videos. And friends, more than anything, I did the thing that really matters. Let me say this. I did the thing that really matters to a new and small content creator. I watched the content minute by minute. The thing that really matters most to the new and the small content creator, the thing that's really going to make the most difference on their channel is for you to watch their content as long as you can. Even while I went into the shower, I just let it play because why not? Friends, anybody can pop in and hit the like button. And I already told you, if you don't stay 30 seconds, the view may not stick anyway. Y'all, we do no harm as YouTube creators. But when you pop in and you pop right back out, those are negative engagement signals. The view probably won't even count. The YouTube supercomputers value as the key metric watch hours. Watch hours, not likes. Anybody can hit the like button. It doesn't mean that folks like the content. And that is what YouTube is tracking. YouTube is all about the viewer's experience. Not Candy K being Candy K. Candy K can't be Candy K as a YouTuber unless I have viewers who want to watch Candy K. And the longer that viewers want to watch Candy K, then the YouTube supercomputers want to have more folks get introduced to Candy K all day. It's about the watch hours, friends. Doesn't hurt when you hit their like button. It helps. But what matters most is how long you watch someone's content, minute by minute, so we can get those watch hours up. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you what I know to be true. And that's why I was able to fully monetize my channel in just 6 months, starting with about 200 subscribers. I started in March, April. I said, you know what? It's time for me to monetize this channel because I'm already over a year on YouTube. And so in March or April, I got real serious about becoming a YouTuber. And in just 6 months, I fully monetized my channel, going from about a little over 200 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers. And in July of 2025, I became eligible for initial monetization or partial monetization. And then, y'all, before I could get my first YouTube check in August, I had gained another 1,000 watch hours. The watch hours will, even now, even before monetization, they're the most important metric. Absolutely. And that continues to be the truth even after monetization. That's how they pay you, based on the watch hours that you've amassed on your channel. Look at Shawnee. Thank you. Yes, people are getting outside more. And friends, Candy K is going to be outside more too. Absolutely, I am. Y'all, everything in moderation, y'all. Make sure that you're seeking a balance as a YouTuber. And think about, we all want to be more consistent. But y'all, consistency does not mean every day, all day, and half the night. Anybody got time for that, y'all? We are folks of a particular age. I know I am at 50. I know I am at 50, and y'all, I still work full time, and there's just no way. Yeah, you got to seek a balance. Put out your best content and put it out when you can, as you can. Make sure it's your best content because you want folks to watch it. That watch time is the most important metric that folks are sticking and staying on your content. And y'all, speaking of content, here's some of my recent content that I'm pretty proud of, y'all. It is an interview that I did with Dr. Ninja Turtle. And y'all, I was even able to meet this YouTuber. And y'all, so connect with me and get to see that bonus footage where I met up in person with the one, the only Fire with Dr. Ninja Turtle. We talk finance in person. Yes. No, you're absolutely right. You guys are bringing up some really great points. Let's talk a little bit about that when you can't stick and stay. Yeah, it's okay because watch hours are accumulated minute by minute, right? If somebody's got a live stream and you're in the middle of the workday like I was today, I can stay on folks' content the whole time, but doesn't mean it wasn't. My device wasn't sitting on my desk next to my laptop as I'm working away, just letting it play with the volume down. Yeah. I might be on a Zoom meeting. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, it's pennies. I pay for these smartphones with unlimited streaming, unlimited Wi-Fi, unlimited minutes, mobile minutes. It's not costing me any more, any less. I just let it play. Yeah. Yeah. And then I also, if I pop in and I let folks know when I say listening, that means I'm working. So I'm letting it play and listening. Because the watch hours are the most important thing. Hitting the like button and popping in, popping out, you're doing harm to the YouTuber's channel. That's a negative. Even though you hit the like button, that's a negative engagement signal. Because you left the video or the live stream within the first 30 seconds. That is negative engagement. That's the truth, Ruth. Please don't harm another YouTuber. And now that you know better, please do better as a YouTuber. Now, this is how we're going to grow this channel. Y'all, I'm here 3 times a week. I'm showing up. But as you show up on other YouTubers' channels, y'all show up in the right way. It's about the watch time all day long. Views versus watch time. Most important thing is the watch hours. Yep. It's the most important metric. It's the one that will put your channel into the growth column. Yeah. Likes. Friends, if you didn't like this stream, if you've stayed on this stream with me for a lot of minutes, as many minutes as you can, y'all, if you got to go to the grocery store, if I got to go pick up the Walmart order, friends, if I got to go to a meeting, if I got to go to the chiropractor, Kitty K's going to get up and go. Absolutely, every time. But I'm going to stay on that content as long as I can. And if I can't stay on the content, I don't even click in because I don't want to do harm. Liking and leaving, that sends negative engagement signals. Think about it. Liking and leaving sends negative engagement signals. Friends, thank you all for being here. Y'all check out Candy K's Blackberry Cobbler. I put a link to it on the horizontal stream. It's pinned to the top. Y'all check me out. Check me out. It's a 26-minute video. Y'all stick it and stay on it as long as you can. But if you don't have to watch the whole live stream, but friends. And if you can't watch it at least 5 or 10 minutes, don't go over there. Wait. Bookmark it and put it in your favorites. And there's a watch later tab. La, the High Vibe Coach taught me about that watch for later tab. Okay, I've got some questions coming in from Doses of Shawnee. Thank you for reminding me, Shawnee. Y'all, if you have questions, go ahead and pop them in again. It's a lot of moving parts here. I've got the horizontal stream and the vertical. Hey, y'all. Hey, if you're on the mobile stream, hey, y'all. Hey. And friends, if you are on the horizontal stream, welcome. Thank y'all for being here. This is Candy K all day. Question. Does it matter if I leave and come back? Yes, it does. Because if you come in, hit the like button, and you leave, the YouTube supercomputer doesn't know, oh, you had to go see your patient. Oh, you had to go finish eating lunch. Oh, you had a meeting for work. It doesn't know that. All it knows is that you came in and left. And that is negative engagement on the YouTuber's channel. It just is. I'm sorry. It's tight, but it's right. Yes. So the thing to do, if you've got to leave and you know you can't consume the creator's content, just watch the whole thing later. Just wait till later and like it. But liking and leaving hurts the creator. Sticking and staying is affecting positively the watch hours, getting them on the up and up. Those are the key metrics. That is the primary metric. I don't know any other way to say it, y'all. That is the primary metric that the YouTube algorithm is using to determine if folks are liking your content. Should I be putting this creator's content out to more viewers with impressions? Is how long folks are watching your content. Shawnee, you do a really great job. Every time I come to your live streams, you've got tons of folks streaming through there. Some folks will stay 5 minutes. Some folks will stay 10. Some folks will stay as long as Shawnee is on the live stream. They'll stay right there with her. But liking and leaving hurts the creator. Don't do no harm as a YouTuber. And that's what we do over here. We just talk shop as YouTubers. So let me see if I answered that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to take calls all the time. Yeah. And then that means I'm gone, right? If I have to take a call, I have to do it. But just be aware of that. Now that you know that, just be aware of that. Yeah, it happens to everybody. Yeah. But I'm saying this. Don't miss the point here, friends. Let me talk to the creators here. Don't miss the point here. Now that you know liking and leaving hurts a creator, Be more focused and be more intentional on the thing that really matters and is sticking and staying on that creator's content, their long form videos and the live streams. That's the metric. That's the number in the YouTube Studio Analytics that means the most. Views and watch hours are not the same thing. As I talk with creators, and I have 2 creators that I am coaching, and as I talk to creators and have coaching conferences with some creators, and I listen to creators, and I had to tell a creator recently, you're not monetized because you don't have enough watch hours. I know that you keep hanging on to that number of views. That was very important to that creator. But I finally said, after I had listened, and I said, but you do know views are not the same thing as watch hours. So y'all, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Folks sticking and staying on your channel for 4,000 watch hours, minute by minute, in the last 365 days, based on your long form videos and your live streams. Doesn't matter if you have 4,000 views on the content. Doesn't matter if you have 15,000 views on the content. It's not going to matter until they stick and stay on your content, minute by minute, hour by hour. The watch hours are the key metric that determines the growth on your channel. Ooh, blackberries age good. Yes, yes. Thank you, Gemini Diva. I appreciate that feedback. I appreciate you. Welcome in, Jackie D. McKeever. Welcome in, Life with Wanda. Welcome in, friends. Sandra James says, Kitty K, that's right. I've been letting this stream play since it started. I am working and listening. Y'all, I do it all the time. Okay? Yeah. And you can say whatever you want. Friends, you don't have to agree with me because we're all different. Okay? I am telling you what I know to be true. Okay? What I know to be true because I've been where you are, trying to get to initial monetization and then full monetization. And y'all now with over 5,000 subscribers and growing. Okay? Because folks like my content and because they are sticking and staying. The YouTube supercomputer is responding in my favor. We don't have to agree. You're free to drop your comments in and I'll pop them up. Yeah. Now that you know better, let's just do better. No, I know that it wasn't intentional. I know that it was not intentional. But friends, that's why when I go into folks' streams and I look at the number of the views, the likes never equals the number of views, right? It's rare that if you had 200 views on your content, that just means folks clicked. Okay. Then usually you're going to get about half that many likes or less. Doesn't really matter though. Because the metric that the YouTube supercomputers, the algorithm are using most is the watch hours. How many minutes did that viewer watch that content? When you have a high number of views, but a low number of watch hours, it means that your thumbnail worked, your title worked, but the content didn't work for the viewers. They didn't like it. There was something about how you presented it, or maybe it didn't live up to the beautiful AI generated thumbnails. There's something about it that did not work. There's a disconnect there. So that means you probably need to work on the content or the editing of that content. Maybe how you presented it. So I use Ask Studio all the time to be my virtual AI assistant. And let's just talk shop. AI, how did that interview that I remixed with Dr. Ninja Turtle, where how did this go with my Blackberry cobbler? How did that go? The zhuzh. I took 2.5 hour live stream and I cut it down to 26 minutes. Why? Because I would hope that folks can at least watch about half of that, 13 minutes of the 26 minutes, because I know they cannot watch the 2.5 hour live stream from end to end. No one can do that. So I cut it down to a sizable, something that is more right sized for a replay situation. And friends, this is actually, I'm going to make a whole new video. This is a VOD on a replay, a live stream. I'm going to actually do another video because YouTube allows you to reuse your own content, but there are proper ways to do that as well so that your content is not flagged as reused content. Okay. I show you all of those things. I've never had those types of flags on my content because I'm doing it in the right way. Yeah, I spent the whole year on YouTube. They were like, Kenny K, how do you know all this? Because Kenny K is an avid reader. Yeah, I'm an avid reader, and I spent my whole year, first year as a YouTuber, having never gone live. Yeah, this is true. Never went live for my whole first year on YouTube. It wasn't until like February, March that I went live for the very first time. I didn't even show my face on YouTube until October of 2024. Started my YouTube channel in January 2024. So what was I doing? Putting out my best long form content, and most of it was evergreen content. So I continued to bring in revenue on almost all of my 1,000 videos and live streams and some shorts. But you only make a few little pennies on those shorts. So we don't even really talk about them over here, y'all. We focus on the long format content and the live streams, that thing, and the watch time on those, because those are the things that matter. Y'all, thank you for being here. This is Kenny K all day. Y'all, don't forget to check out our Sunday episode of Shop Talk, where we were looking at the other metrics in addition to the watch time, the watch hours, and the views, or the other key metrics that every YouTuber should be tracking to make sure that their channel is growing in the right way. Now, this has been our episode of Shop Talk. And this is Kendi K all day. Look at these comments coming in. I love these comments. Jackie D. McKeever says, when you have a large, she's a woman of faith. Y'all check out her content. If you like faith-based content, Jackie D. McKeever is a 10 out of 10 for me, as is Life with Wanda. I thank you for being on this stream as well. When you have a large number of views, the average view duration drops, but as a small creator, you want loyalty. Yes, friends, if your views are big, but your average view duration, meaning folks aren't sticking and staying on your content, friends, what it demonstrates is that folks are not being loyal to your content. They may not like your content, or they may not be still remain interested in your content. And the algorithm sees that, they acknowledge that, even if they acknowledge the wrong thing, whatever your intent was, no matter what your intent was. When you don't stick and stay, it hurts the YouTube creators' metrics, especially their watch hours. Yeah. So now that we know, we can do better. We can do better. Friend, I hardly ever do either. Yeah, but doesn't mean I don't play the content. Doesn't mean that, because I do. Because what I know for sure, let me tell you this right here, and we're gonna move on. Hey, mental red bloom glass. Hey, friend. Thank you for being intentional. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being so intentional to drop a comment and let me know that you were here with us. I appreciate you. And I appreciate those who are logging in and didn't even hit the like button, because you might be sitting in your recliner. That's what I do most of the time. Y'all, it's the end of a work day. I'm doing this live stream on ShopTalk, and then I'm going to sit in my recliner and watch some YouTubers. I don't have cable television anymore, so I watch YouTubers. And y'all, once I hit that recliner and hit that button on the side and let my feet, it goes and lets my feet up. I'm done. Yep. No more commenting, no more that, because I know the strongest metric I could ever do for the content creator is to continue playing their content. Kitty K calls it stick and stay. Stick and stay with Kitty K all day. Yeah. And what I'll tell you, it's the law of reciprocity as a YouTuber. What you put out into the world as a YouTuber, that's exactly, and I do mean exactly, what you're going to get back. Check your watch hours, and then you'll know for sure. When you can't be intentional to watch other creators' content and stick and stay on their content, y'all, we're real grown. We're all grown. When you're not being intentional, it makes it real easy for folks not to be intentional with you as a content creator. Y'all, I put out into the YouTube streets what I hope to get back. And that's why I was able to fully monetize my channel in just 6 months. Based on my long format content and my live streams. Watch hours matter most. Yes, friends, I hate the court and more. Friends, she's a new content creator as well on these YouTube streets. She says editing, not editing, eating your blueberries. Y'all, blueberries are high in protein and fiber. Y'all, blackberries are a superfood because they are high in protein and in fiber. Y'all, that's my lifestyle content. Y'all, check me out. If you are getting to know Kendi K through the Shop Talk live streams on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, y'all check out my lifestyle content. In addition to Shop Talk, Kendi K just does Kendi K Life at 50 as a, y'all, 50. I just turned 50 in October, and I'm on a weight loss journey using a GLP-1. Thank you all for being here. This is Kendi K all day. Is G Money in the building? There he is, y'all. It's Grant's faithful GLP-1. Y'all, I thank you all. I thank you all as creators. And y'all, this is what I do after Shop Talk is over. When I say I'm going to be watching content, I go back through the live stream and I use Nightbot to help me track my metrics to see what folks were saying about this, making sure that I didn't miss too many questions. And I do, y'all. My eyes are tired. I've been working on my full-time job all day. And now I'm coming over to do this live stream. I appreciate you watching minute to minute, as many minutes as you can, because that is the key metric. It is the watch time. It matters way more. I'll say that again. It matters way more, much more than likes and views. Okay. Watch time is the key metric, the primary metric that drives the YouTube algorithm towards growth on your channel. Yeah. I know. Hitting the like button is the easy thing to do. Watching and really lending your time and effort to a channel. Yeah. But that's what we do as YouTubers. We put out into the YouTube streets what we hope to get back on our own channel. It's the law of reciprocity. Being intentional. Be intentional. Yeah, thank you for rocking and ride with me. I appreciate all the content creators who have joined me. I appreciate those who were brave enough. Thank you for sharing your comments and your questions through the stream, because that helps us all to grow so that we can all learn. Yes, I keep hearing that. It comes up just about every episode of Shop Talk. Y'all, Nightbot is something that I am going to share, but it is going to be in a closed space because we're going to need a little bit longer than the stream here. This has been an awfully long stream tonight. I do not expect folks to watch the whole way through, but I hope you did, because y'all, this is great content. Catch it on the replay. Finish watching on the replay. Y'all, stick and stay. is the way to help other creators to connect, to collaborate, and grow their channels. We can all do our part. We can all work together to grow all of these channels to and through monetization. Y'all, thank you for being here. This is Kendi K. All day. Goodbye for now.